Hi, welcome back. I hope this video makes it to the internet because I filmed 2 videos this week that both went. I did paint my walls, as you can see. I have you on a tripod, but this is, see if it'll bright. This is my room. It's, it's not focusing, but it's really white. It's pure white. Also, I feel the need to address that my eyebrows are not bleached anymore. Kind of miss looking like I'm about to fall into Bruce Willis's Taxi, but... So, I've had the idea to do, movie reviews for, a while, and I haven't pulled the trigger on it. Just because I'm, afraid of failure. I'm afraid of fucking doing anything. And it holds me back from doing the things I want to do the most. So, last week I tried to record my first, movie review, and I did Pete Davidson's movie, King of Staten Island, because... I don't know why, I just hate Pete Davidson, and my camera fucked up. I didn't like any of the footage, and it had to go in the garbage. So I thought, you know what, what's another movie I could do with people that I don't enjoy, that I could react to, and then maybe it will change my mind about those people, or maybe it will give me ammunition to hate them forever. And the perfect movie came up on my Letterboxd this week called The Little Things. It's really popular right now, and it has Denzel Washington, Jared Leto, and Rami Malek, and I don't like any of them. All for the same very vague reasons that I just don't like them, don't like their face, don't like their voice or their teeth or the way they suck on their teeth. I'm looking at you, Rami. But specifically, I really hate this guy, Jared Leto, for so many reasons. And before I started recording today, I found more reasons to hate this man. I don't know how you feel about the band 30 Seconds to Mars, but I'm about 30 seconds from blowing my brains out. His first crime is his emo band 30 Seconds to Mars. Dude, this man is so lost and confused. I swear to God. He went from that to being a cult leader. Yeah, that's not even made up. I'm sure you've heard about it, that Jared Leto has an island and he's a cult leader, but I was doing more research on it, and this guy's fucking weird as fuck. I shouldn't curse so much. This guy's really weird. He has a private island, and I don't know if it's an ongoing cult, if they live there full time or not, but he had a cult event, a church camp, if you will, on his private island in August, and his cult is called the Echelon, which I find it's a play on the upper echelon, which he's fucking sick and twisted for selling people on being top tier or A-class celebrities like him. Okay, focus on me. They're called the Echelon, and they call Jared Leto the Prophet. I hate that so fuck. If someone called me the Prophet, there's no way. I would have to either myself or ensure that no one ever non-ironically called me a freaking messiah again. And the fact that he's okay with that is just proof enough that he's the worst. Also, he made them pay $6,700 to be top tier members and get to have some crazy experience with Jared Leto, which he probably farts in your fucking eye or something. I don't even know what he does. Also, he was the worst cast member possible on Suicide Squad, which I didn't watch that. He was just a mega douche. He sent people dead rats, and the people that were his henchmen in the movie, he was treating them like actual shit on set and just degrading them and being a douche. So he's a really cool guy. He's the prophet. He does as Jesus would do. Now, moving on to my secondary hate for Rami Malek and Rami Malek. Is it Rami Malek? Sounds right. Moving on to my hate for Rami Malek and Denzel Washington, that is completely unwarranted in those categories. Although I did think that the Queen movie, what was it called? I'll just insert it. I didn't think that movie was that good. It wasn't great. It was corny. And he just seems like the kind of person that's just corny. Denzel Washington, he's been in way too many movies that are just one-word titles. I could just Unbreakable. I don't know why I feel the need to prove to you that I'm watching the movie, but I do. So this is going to be a long-ass time lapse of me watching this 2-hour-long movie that I really don't want to watch, and then we'll have my thoughts after. First of all, I have to be honest and say that I didn't finish the movie last night. But after I took a break for dinner, I came back and watched Breaking Bad because Breaking Bad is better. I don't even know what to say. This movie is like exactly as mediocre as I thought that it was going to be. The movie really wants to be the movie Seven. If you've watched the movie with Brad Pitt and Spacey about a serial killer and cops trying to find him and kind of being outsmarted, and it's really hard to catch him, right? This movie is like, it wants to be that, but the guy who's the serial killer isn't even a serial killer, spoiler alert. The characters are just super flat. Denzel Washington's character and Rami Malek's character are super flat and don't make me give a single fuck. Like, okay, so Denzel Washington's character is a cop that's like fallen from grace, and it's kind of like a mystery or a secret as to why he's fallen from grace and why he's never gotten any promotions, and he's been working there for like 15 years. And Rami Malek's character has taken his position, and he's like the young cop taking over, right? Which also, Rami Malek's mouth pissed me off the entire movie. I thought that I was being overdramatic and just joking, but he just looks ridiculous. He looks like a marionette doll. So anyways, it's this unlikely pair, Denzel Washington and Rami Malek, who end up trying to work together to solve this case of a serial killer who's killing strippers and hookers. In comes Jared Leto's character, Albert, who kind of fits like the obvious description of a serial killer. He's like single and he works like a random job. He goes to strip clubs like every single day, which also was weird. They show him going in at the strip club at like 12 p.m. and then he stays there until like midnight, right? So I guess that he's like the most obvious suspect. He's the most obvious suspect. So they spend the whole time following this guy. But I feel like I was literally on the stakeout with them in real time because nothing fucking happens other than them following around this one suspect that you're kind of like sure that he's just too obvious and he's probably not the serial killer. Even at one point, Rami Malek says, he can't be our guy. Like, he's a crime buff. He's already been admitting that he's like a crime buff, and he came in like 8 years before and confessed to a murderer, and people that confess to murderers are probably not murderers. So you're like, all right, why are we wasting our time following this guy then? Or at least, do we have any other single suspect? I don't know if these two are just like the worst cops to ever live, but they never even look for like a second suspect. Denzel Washington's character is super boring and just like overplayed. Like, I don't know, like it's just so like classic cop who's just saying dramatic things and has like 1,000-mile stare because they've seen some shit and they have to like impart some wisdom every once in a while. At one point he even says the name of the movie and he's like, it's all about the little things. And like the little things are about like the missed details that get a person caught, the little things that they didn't cover up that get them caught. So the newest victim that got killed or is missing or whatever, she has like a red beret that she always runs with, and she got taken when she was running, right? So at one point, Denzel Washington is just breaking and entering into Albert's place to try to like prove that he's a serial killer because he's like obsessed with it. And Rami Malek's like, did you find this little red beret? And he's like, no. Okay, keep that in mind. So later on in the movie, they keep fucking following this guy. They're so hard on this one suspect. So at one point, Jared Leto's character just like, you know what? I'm just going to give him what he wants. And is like, come with me. I'll take you to her. I'll tell you where she is. So they drive out way into the fucking desert. And he's like, start digging. I think it's right here. Right? And he's just fucking with him. The guy starts digging. And he's like, oh, wait, I think it's over here. And he starts digging again. And then he's like, honestly, I've never killed a person in my life. You can keep digging if you don't believe me, but I've never killed a person in my life. Obviously, he's fucking with him. At this point, Rami should have gotten in his car and known, obviously, this guy didn't do it. But instead, he whacks him over the head with a shovel and fucking kills him. Then Denzel Washington helps him cover up the murder of this one suspect. So he goes home. Denzel Washington's like, forget about this guy. You got the right guy. Just go home. Never think about it again. It's chill. I'm gonna help you cover up this murder. We're gonna dig a big ass hole and put him in there. And Rami Malek is like sitting in his yard, just all freaked out with, you know, cop PTSD. And Denzel sends him like a package. And he opens it and it's the red beret. So you're like, relief, he killed the right guy, and Rami feels all good about himself. And then at the very end, they show Denzel burning a bunch of stuff, and one of the things he's burning is a brand new pack of berets with only the red one missing. Which is the little things, I guess. The little things that just make your partner feel like he killed someone and he's justified for it. What was the point of this movie? Also, the serial killer is still out there. Albert's missing, which is one of their main suspects, and the cops are gonna be like, yeah, whatever happened to that guy that you guys were following for literally like weeks straight and followed no other suspects. And again, the serial killer's still out there, so he's gonna kill again, and they're gonna be like, okay, what? And Rami's character is probably going to be like, wait, so I didn't kill the right guy? I don't even know. I don't know what the fucking point of this movie is. I'm glad that I watched this movie because it gave me justification as to why I hate all three of these actors. Although, it wasn't really fully their fault because the writing of the movie was just terrible. I don't know. They kind of did the best they could, honestly. You know what? I'm going to give them props and say they did the best they could with the script that they were given because this story is a non-story. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know. Was this interesting at all? I guess if this was interesting, just leave in the comments movies you want me to review, and if it wasn't interesting, definitely let me know. But, yeah, this was fun. Bye.